Yay, I'm all connected. Yay, it's a good day. Okay. I hope everyone's doing great today. Everyone's doing great today. Get that. All right. Why am I looking over there? Kind of weird, but okay. Put this in. Alrighty. So, what we're going to do, this is going to be a shorter stream than I'd like today. By a lot, unfortunately. I have an appointment later in the afternoon. So we're going to cover the ISC and also the roadmap roundup. I really, really hate that this is a short stream today. I really hate it because obviously I'd rather hang out with you guys than deal with what I'm having to deal with IRL. You know, they say, whatever doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. Guess we have the Galactopedia too. Much of anything. Right. Lose the. What's going on here? Hold on. What in earth? Okay, there we go. Now I can actually read whatever's going on. There. Anyways. The Galactopedia will be first, and then we're going to move on to other stuff. Probably the roadmap roundup, which I'm sure most of you have already heard. But yeah. Still getting set up here. All right. Now, we're going to cover this. This was Tuesday's Galactopedia with Squadron 118, which is the hair triggers. Squadron 118 Fighter Squad is the hair triggers, is an active UAE Navy unit. Currently assigned to the 5th Fleet 87th Battle Group, the unit was first formed in the midst of the Second Tavaran War in SEY 2609. During the war, 118th earned its nickname due to its reputation for consistently landing first, the first hit on enemy combatants during ship-to-ship engagements. It was part of the 6th Fleet until it was transitioned to the 5th in 2917. With that, we have Squadron 42, which is a well-established one. It's an active unit of the Navy, currently assigned 2nd Fleet, 65th Battle Group. Squadron 42 is most often deployed for missions that require a high level of skill. Originally established as a disciplinary unit for soldiers who failed to follow orders, it came to fame in SEY 2610 during the Battle of Centauri at the end of the Second Tevarin War. Their newly assigned commander, Captain Alexander Dunlev, noted the individual talents of the pilots during missions and began to give them leeway to make their own calls. This strategy led to a series of successes that eventually put the 42nd in the path of Warlord Gorathal under their own direction. The 42nd ambushed the fleet as it was funneling through a jump point into the Elysium system and disabled their shields, thus opening the way for UEE Navy carrier ships to move in and decimate the Tevarin Armada. This brought an end to the long war. It marked the beginning of the 42nd's era of prestige. Very interesting. Started so early. Continuing on from here. Energy shield, good to have during a firefight. An energy shield is a barrier that protects an area, from energy attacks. It's normally invisible to the naked eye. Is projected from a ship shield generator through a series of emitters that absorbs and dissipates incoming blasts from energy weapons. If a shield is struck too many times, it can overload and fail. Energy shields are able to slow projectile weaponry, thus reducing potential damage, but not prevent an impact from landing. Utilizing similar technology, energy shields can also be used to prevent the escape of gas from an environment. In this context, they are known as air shield. Scanner, good to have during a mission. A scanner is a device that can take in a wide range of data, perform an analysis, and compile a report on its findings. Basic scanners can be used to provide general info around the world, such as ID of a person or object. Specialized scanners can be used to obtain in-depth knowledge about the subject being scanned, such as mineral contents of asteroids. Scanners are also utilized on spacecraft alongside radar to detect the presence of enemy combatants. Medical emergency locator. A medical emergency locator, MEL device, is a device manufactured by CureLife that can be used to track a person's location in the event of injury, illness, or other dire circumstances. It was included as part of the uniform of all service members of the UEE until it was replaced by an improved locator manufactured by Biot Limited. Now fully phased out of military uniforms, the MEL is still used by the Advocacy and the UEE Diplomatic Corps. Interspace Communication Tank. Interspace communication tech refers to devices that can enable the rapid transmission of data across great distances. Comprised of an intricately connected web of space stations and satellite-based relay towers. The network facilitates quick information transfers by sending burst packets of data from station to station. During the human colonial expansion era, from SEY 2380 to 2530, these relay stations were key in accelerating the growth of human settlements outside of Seoul. With a quick, reliable communications network on hand, colonists were reassured that they would be able to stay in touch with their loved ones and request aid without, if needed, without waiting months between messages. The network also facilitated travel and trade and allowed the central government to supervise even long distance colonies. Sentient trading. Sentient trading, also called slavery or sentient trafficking, refers to the practice of buying, transporting, and selling self aware beings for the purpose of forced labor. Those who engage in the practice of sentient trading are commonly referred to as slavers. Illegal in the UAE and the Xi'an Empire, it is condemned by sentient right organizations as a violation of personal autonomy. Well, yes, obviously it would be. I agree with that. In the Vanu Protectorate, sentient trading is referred to as indentured servants and is governed by contracts with set beginning and end dates or set debt threshold. Act. Muse Simpod. The Muse Simpod is a virtual reality game system, an immersive simulation device manufactured by Microtech. Most commonly used for playing games, the Simpod can also be used to educational purposes in a wide variety of fields. Specific classes of the Simpod are utilized by the UAE military for flight and combat training, right? Let's see. My computer is just so slow today. Did it restart? That's weird. I think it did. Super weird, but okay. Cryopod. Use for it taking. A cryopod is a type of enclosed machine or device that is used to put people and induce deep sleep in suspended animation. Once enclosed, the subject is injected with a chemical that induces deep sleep. The device then performs a series of precisely timed temp drops to create and maintain a coma like state. Personal crypods can be controlled from within and programmed to awaken an occupant at a later date. Hospitals specialize medical crypods to sedate previously injured or ill patients over the long term to aid in the healing process. Crypods are also favored by some law enforcement orgs and bounty hunters for safer criminal transport. Retribution, the Kingship Killer. Retribution is a dreadnought spacecraft manufactured by UEE Military Incorporation with major manufacturers. Designed to counter Vanduul kingships, the Retribution is the largest type of capital ship used by the UEE military at around 2,700 meters long. It was nicknamed Project Odin during its development period. Initially started in 2931, the project proved too costly and was put on hold multiple times in order to acquire more funding. The project was resurrected in the Battle of Vega II, and in SEY 2946, the first completed Retribution was assigned to the 65th Battle Group under the command of Ernest Bishop. This means this is a ship class. There's going to be more Retributions, more than one. I kind of knew this would happen, that there'd be another Retribution class ship. Kind of knew it, you know, that at some point they would roll out yet more of these ships, but didn't know when. It's crazy. So there are going to be more Retributions, just not probably anytime soon. Volt system, mysterious Vanduul system. The Volt system, designated VS-12 by the UEE, is a Vanduul-controlled planetary system that shares no publicly known jump points with any other system. Included in UEE star charts as part of Vanduul territory, it is confirmed to have at least one planet. Sorry, I have to drink something. Getting a little thirsty here. Is UEE company verified off-world laser technology Volt came under fire in SEY 2945 after the Battle of Vega II for having the same name as a Vanduul system. Why? In response, the company made a substantial monetary donation to Vega relief efforts. That sounds a little shady to me. I don't know. It just does. That's kind of dumb. Jim asking about his trading tool again. Hi, Jim. Again. It's coming. I mean, yeah, Jim, and I want to know where my other stuff is too. Okay, whatever. Krell system, an even more mysterious Kurthak system. Now, this is almost a play on words. The Krell system is a planetary system reportedly consisting of one star of unknown type and 9 planets. Located along the border of the Xi'an Empire, it's the home system of the Kurthak and thought to be the center of their civilization. Because the Kurthak have yet to establish full first contact with the UEE, it is yet to be visited by humans or Tevran. There's little information available on its history or composition. There is no evidence that it has been visited by the Banu, although it is possible that they did so before Xi'an and Yue historians began documenting their history. Any existing data on the Krell system is kept classified by Xi'an government and has not been released despite repeated diplomatic requests. Yeah, preach to the choir, Jim. Yeah. Huh. I'm not seeing any of it. Yeah. Weird. Okay. Continuing on. Doppel. Drug of disconnection. Doppelin citharone bean. Doppel is a dissociative drug that creates a feeling of separation from one's surroundings. When medically prescribed and taken in small quantities, it can be used to treat mood disorders and help manage anger issues. The street version of the drug, called Doppel, is the most commonly available in the form of a small jelly cube that's placed into the tongue and allowed to dissolve. Users experience a disconnection from reality, detachment from emotions, and a sense of serenity. Side effects can include memory loss, panic attacks, paranoia, and psychotic episodes. Fun shit. Yes, it is. Oh, it's probably coming, man. That sounds like some very fun stuff. Huh. That's okay. So after this, a TAM recreate rec drug used by the Xi'an to slow body function, sharpen awareness, leaving the user in a deep meditative state derived from the leaves of the Atem plant, which are then fermented and sun-dried. Atem is placed in the mouth, and the drug is sometimes slowly absorbed through the mucous membrane. Most commonly used by dedicated followers of Letov. In humans, Etem acts as a stimulant that can cause hyper awareness, increase cognitive function, emotional dysregulation, and hyperfocus so strong that users may neglect to eat, sleep, or to cure basic bodily function. Oof. The sale of Etem is illegal in the UAE. Yeah, I'll bet. Yeah. I bet it's pretty rare, isn't it, Jim? That's weird. Huh. Risky Salvage has a Tim. Okay. Hey, Cake. Hey, Techno Freak. What's up, man? Long time no see, man. Hey, hey. What up? Just doing the daily to dos, man. It's good to see you again. Getting pretty lively in here today. On. Well, I appreciate you stopping by. It's really nice of you. How's the heat? Not too bad. It's okay. Could be worse, I guess. Hold on. I'm going to go to the next thing. I think it's Mala or Freeze. It's Freeze. Tranquilizer. Ferritomine is Freeze is a tranquilizer, a prescription drug that causes heavy sedation in the user while stimulating nerve endings in the muscles. When used for medical purposes, it helps to rebuild damaged muscle tissue and is most often used to treat deep tissue injury. It can also be used. Oh yeah, normal streamers, yeah. Kick is. I'm growing pretty good on Kick and the other platform that's green, doing pretty well over there as well. Well, for the most part. Ferritomine, yeah. It can also be used as a sedative and was originally sold as an orally consumed weight loss supplement. 3 version of the drug, Freeze, is an aerosol that was first created. Bluish shimmer inside the mouth, inducing feelings of peace, euphoria, and lowers inhibitions. I'm on YouTube, our platform, Twitch, and Kick. Yeah. Those are my platforms for now. I have up to 5 I can be on. And now, ah, yeah, I'm now hiccuping. Holy cow. Oop. What on earth? Yeesh. Now you got me hiccuping. I sound like a squeaky toy. Awful. Ugh. Oh, hush, Jimmo. Yeah, I had to upgrade my list, of stuff I could stream and stuff. I started paying, for what do you call it? I basically started paying it for Restream. Yeah, Restream. Restream's totally worth it in my opinion. Hang on, I'm gonna take a drink. I sound like a squeaky toy. The basic package is all you really need. It's all you need, you know? I know you ain't talking to Techno. Yeah, I mean, I'm perfectly fine doing 5. I just feel like it's a hassle to do more than that, you know? Let me see. So we go from here. Okay, that was freeze. Let's do Mala. Mala is a naturally occurring psychedelic that introduces synthesia in it. Okay, what is this? Synthesia. Harvested from the mala fly, when taken in large enough quantities, it confuses the cognitive pathways in the brain, causing sensory experiences to cross and mix. Effects vary greatly from user to user. Reported experiences gaining the ability to taste music and colors. Okay, this sounds familiar. See and smell sounds or hear images. The drug can also dull or alter a user's sense of pain, potentially exposing them to dangerous situations as pain becomes absent or pleasurable. Uh huh. Okay. That sounds wonderful. Not. Doesn't that sound wonderful, chat? Not really, I bet. Okay, so that's that. We're almost done with this boring bit. Maze. What is maze? Naturally occurring tranquilizer and psychedelic from the bark of the Mazai tree. When eaten in large quantities, man, what's with all the. Okay, I got some questions. Okay, thanks, Jim. I appreciate that. Yeah, okay. So it's basically sensor overload or deload. Kind of rare. Yeah, it is. It's a naturally occurring trank in psych that is harvested from the bark of the Mazai tree. When eaten in large quantities, uh, it's the psychoactive alkaloids within the bark send users into a near comatose trance, during which they can experience complex audiovisual visualizations that can lead to philosophical, personal, or spiritual insights. Kevrin in origin, it was traditionally used by warriors once they came of age to help find their path in life. Maze lost its cultural importance after the end of the Second Tavaran War, and today is mainly used for rec purposes. That's sad. But, yeah, kind of makes sense, but yeah. I get why, but neon, the Empire's favorite drug, an empathogen, entheogen with slight hallucinogen and stimulant drugs. It was first developed to help treat symptoms related to complex post-traumatic stress disorder, C-PTSD. When used as prescribed, it reduced the negative self-beliefs and hypervigilance associated with CPTSD. When taken rec, it induces feelings of euphoria, increased self-confidence, empathy for others, and inner peace. It also provides a slight boost to the nervous system, enhancing the physical sensations of its users and creating visual and tactile hallucinations. At higher doses, it can lead to poor motor control, increased heart rate, paranoia, and insomnia. Ugh. Happy drug. Yeah. Thankfully, I'm nearly done with this, so I can read much happier stuff. Glow, neon, but more intense. Really? It's related. Glow is a street drug derived from neon, solid in form of brightly colored caps. When it is taken orally, it leaves a glowing residue on the tongue. It was formulated by unknown makers to have a more potent effect on the nervous system than neon, which in turn creates more euphoric feelings and fewer hallucinations as users. Once the effect wears off, some users have experienced days of suicidal depression as their brain chemistry normalizes. Ew. Yeah, that sounds a little stronger. Thrust, a powerful stimulant. So what's with all this? This lore dump on drugs. I'm thinking we might see more of them as a result. Maybe? What do you think, Jim? And chat in general? Do you think this could be hinting that there'll be more than just, what we're seeing in game? Because it's sounding awfully like, you know, more is going on here. Maybe a pyro, yeah. The rest I've never heard of. It increases massive bursts of energy, sociability, euphoria, and heightened tactical sensitivity. Rumors to have been developed at the base of an energy drink and then abandoned. Its true makers are unknown, and it first became available in the black markets as a party drug. It is taken via a small patch line with nanoneedles. That quickly puncture the skin or the spine to provide a quick pathway for the drug to enter the nervous system. Side effects include the risk of heart attack, deadly dehydration, seizures, rambling speech, flushed skin, and excessive perspiration. Yeah, that's a little extreme. Okay, we'll do weevil eggs for the heck of it. There's widow. Eggs. Huh. Huh. No weevil eggs lore. That's kind of new and odd, isn't it? I mean, I'm just saying, it's kind of odd. Oh, gasping weevil eggs. Would it be under stuff you haul? Hold on, I'm still looking. I think it's at 9 or 10. H. Yeah, they're expensive. Hmm. I don't see them. Yeah, they're not in here. I don't like that. I mean, they're such an old item, too. They are. It's just that they're dating as much as possible at the moment. So that was the last one for thrust. Okay. They are, Jim. Don't worry. Okay. So that was Galactopedia. Roadmap Roundup, which was yesterday, which I can comfortably set. Yeah, there's lore behind Orison, but I'm just grazing over the stuff that's been updated the last couple of days. The Roadmap Roundup, I'm happy to say we got the storage access committed, allowing folks to store their stuff at multiple locations. The freight elevators, implementing systems and content for players to physically load and unload cargo to and from their ships. Yes, hangars. By cargo to and from hangars, landing pads, garages, and docking collars. Cargo hauling missions. I'm going to hold them to this one. Make use of the freight elevators mission type system. This mission type will have people hauling large quantities of cargo to earn both UEC and reputation. Personal instance hangars. Creating new tech that creates an instance of the player's hangar to allow for uninterrupted management of cargo, inventory, and vehicles. Personal hangars are found at the player's home location and allows for customization and organization of the hangar interior. And then we have Blockade Runner, which is another dynamic event. Now, I am going to point out one thing I would love to see. You want to know what that is, Jim? You want to know what it is? That too, but I want to know, are we, with the rumors of furniture in game, are there going to be other stores other than armor, like furnishings, stuff like that in game to furnish your hangar and eventually your personal apartments or whatever they're going to be, in game. These are things that players love in RPGs. The customization of your non-combat space, like with your trophies, your stuff like that, like on my wall, artwork, stuff like that. I'm just saying, give us a reason to come back to the game. You hear what I'm saying, Jim? Like that. You would have a reason to go to and from and actually add to your personal place that you live and stay in. Oh, sorry, Tech, are you still over there? I didn't know if you were. You're probably just listening to me in the background. It's all right. So yeah, I mean that is my biggest question about these personal things. Customization. Modification. Yeah, we're going to be able, I agree with what you just said. Yes, we're going to be able to explore more of the buildings and towers. So I can see stores in there. I'd love to see what we can rent out in stores and buildings. We need a trading tool force before we can rent a store. That's the thing. I think there is some sort of trading tool. I just they talked about it a while back. I don't know what happened. Something went on, but I don't know, man. It's been weird, you know. After this, yeah, I mean, Pyro, I don't see anything but mom and pop. Like you'll see hayseed like gas stations and places like that. Drugstore. Yeah, I could totally see that. Definitely. The bad news is today is going to be a relatively short stream, and I want to come back. Yeah, that's my theory. On Pyro, I really think there's going to be some collectibles and things you can only find in lawless system. Places, that don't have law and order so much. Huh. So yeah, I know it's not looking like that lately. I mean, I'm hesitant to call the waterworks on it yet. Tech. I'm just I'm holding my breath. Probably for judgment if and when large updates happen. This update doesn't have any ships attached, which I'm like, thank God. Yeah, Jim, I think it's supposed to be 4.0. Yeah. We'll see. It's like everything else. I'm hesitant to the latest ISC is basically just a fluffware one, I guess. Hey, I totally get it, man. I get burnout too. Trust me. For me, I took almost a full, I wouldn't say half year, I'd say significant portion of a year break. Treasure hunting, that would actually make me a lot happier in game. You know, a treasure hunting thing, yeah. All right. Where is okay, I'm not finding it. Not finding it. Darn it. Okay. Um Star Citizen. There we go. This is pause. This is kind of a slow, snoozy kind of one today, unfortunately. I'll preface it, but yeah.
Part experimentation and format, we lean into that aspect and explore some of the foundational philosophies that guide just one of the teams that are continuously working to iterate and improve on the persistent universe as it prepares to grow in this year's upcoming Alpha 4.0. Now, where last week we met the team, this week it's How We Work Level Design with the folks from the Frankfurt Level Design team.
Well, level design, it's probably one of the hardest things to describe in game development.
We take gameplay elements and we take the environment and we just bring all that together.
It is more than the sum of all of its pieces. You can't just kind of speed level design a forest log cabin. That's not enough. Like, what is the player doing there? What does it mean? Why does this thing exist in this space? What can the player do as well?
You've got the environment art that makes
cabin, that's not enough. Like, what is the player doing there? What does it mean? Why does this thing exist?
Check this out right here. Interstellar Transport Guild. This is a new company we know nothing about in the game. Brand new company. I think we might be getting some, well, we're getting cargo missions. So I wonder if this is related to that work. We'll see.
Exist in this space, what can the player do as well?
You've got the environment art that makes the art itself. This is not us. We have the gameplay teams that make all the gameplay elements, and this is not us. What we do is we take these two things, we combine them together and make a cohesive environment for you guys. We design the space itself, and we also accommodate everything that goes inside of it.
A lot of the things that you use, like hangars, ATC, I hate to say it, transit systems.
Elevator rides.
Wait, you're responsible?
Like hangars, ATC, I hate to say it, transit systems.
Elevator.
Hangars.
Okay, I had to make sure that was the Eclipse.
ATC, I hate to say it, transit systems.
Elevator rides.
Wait, you're responsible for the elevators?
Elevators are our problem, yeah.
No, we're just a setup site.
If you die in the elevator, that's actually a problem from the coding side. We just we're throwing them under the bus.
Is it possible in a sandbox game to have level design?
Yes, because you have to consider all of the individual constituent pieces and why they need to exist together. You can throw anything in there, but you have to account for, like, does this begin to break the game? So you have conversations with economy, you have conversations with code, you have conversations with system design, mission design, and you have to figure out how all these pieces, again, stitch together.
So there are 6 principles for good level design.
First is readability. This basically means clarity in your environment.
You're going to make sure within your layouts that everybody can understand where they need to go, what they need to do.
All the affordances need to make sense. The typical one could be, I've got a door in front of me. How do you describe a locked door from an unlocked door?
For example, you're fighting an AI, and they can read easily the elements, the gameplay elements. You need to understand your cover space. You need to find the AI within the space. If the AI is in a black area, you will not see it at all. And this is very important for us. We really focus on this kind of stuff, and we make sure that anything you interact with within the environment, you can see as clear as possible.
The next is flow and leading lines.
It's creating a good composition of all these things, from layout, lighting, some props, a good mix of combat spaces or like combat encounters, and then time for exploration, and then doing a mix between both.
We make sure that you're not going always on a straight line. We make sure that you're not spending 2 hours walking from one space to the other.
In Pyro, you'll come across a lot more players as we funnel them into a certain space with a concentration of missions, for example, or things to do. You know, that is flow to us. On the flow level, that is higher on the chart. And then certain areas will be a bit more on the lower end of your pacing. Leading lines is a compositional technique.
Some examples can be you are following the cables from one interactable through to another area to interact with another element. You're being breadcrumbed along, you're being led along these leading lines.
With Pyro Station, you have the core element, you have the arms pointing towards the center. It's a very simple example, but more on a larger scale. But we look at it also on a room basis.
We're trying to direct you through to a discoverable place over here, or we're trying to direct you through to like a vent. We're using light and cables to navigate you through these spaces.
Third is options. We want to give you guys multiple options so you can complete your objective the way you want it.
In context of our game is giving the player the opportunity to approach certain situations in different ways or get an idea of the situation in the first place.
You have straightforward options, the combat route. You have a more sneaky option for players that don't like to engage in combat so much. Or you can also have like a puzzle route for players that like to do more interesting environment interactions.
Then there is clustering. Clustering also falls into the compositional techniques, or more in the layout side of things.
Clustering means that you start like bringing objects together to create something a bit more natural.
You put importance on things by grouping certain things up into clusters. A specific power example would be the outposts, where you have a big landing pad in the center, and then you have groups of clusters of buildings that are arranged around it, and they form like points of interest by themselves.
We've not always been successful with clustering, but moving forwards into the future, especially with Pyro, we're taking a renewed effort to concentrate and cluster things properly.
Finally, there's scale and proportion. Scale is important in how you vary it. If everything is large, for example, nothing is large anymore.
We are the one that defines all the metrics for FPS, but also for ships. We're talking about ships that have a few meters to some ships that have hundreds of meters. And we need to make sure that the transition from A to B feels always smooth and natural, right?
If you, for example, come from a maintenance corridor or a small little packed little vent and expose yourself to this big room, you'll get a more likely an aha moment.
So we still have a very big open spaces, but condense the gameplay space a bit more. So the players don't have so much options to walk around, but still get like the sense and the immersion of like a big open space.
Proportion is just also feeds into scale.
So you can use proportions to be able to scale up, like what is kind of the background space, what is the foreground space, and what is the midground space of like what is immediately interesting to you as a player and what is in the background that's not yet relevant to you. So you can land one outpost on Pyro 2 and you can see yourself in a sort of like habitation outpost village. Down the hill you can see there's a refinery area, but the main feature of this place that you were drawn to initially was this massive mining tower. These become like your immediate foreground, your midground, and your background. But again, you can always come into your ship and go to this massive mining tower. Therefore, this becomes the new foreground. You're always orbiting it, you're transferring around. This becomes your landmark to orientate yourself around all these other spaces nearby.
Traditionally, in level design, you start out with a pre-production phase. This is where we ideate, conceptualize, we gather references, we do sketches, we do top-down layouts of our brain map, put things together.
We then go into white box, which is literally going into the editor, start mocking things up in 3D, creating the space, and defining where the gameplay elements are. We have a shop on the right, shop on the left, your elevator, transit over here. We work at different scales at this point, and we define basically everything in the location, but with very, very basic shapes.
And then we hand it over to art, so the focus lies more on art for grayboxing, making things more pretty, with us still having an eye on it to see that the original concept is still intact.
And then finally we'll move into final art, and the level designers will be able to kind of keep all of these locations, like the intent of the location is kept consistent. It doesn't veer off too much into suddenly it's too big.
No
or
one
too
ordered
small. This is the
noodles.
original design direction that we wanted from beginning through to end.
Once a location is released, it's not finished for us because there's always maintenance and additions that we do. When there's a new functionality, a new gameplay coming in, we go in and we add them to all the locations. We retrofit the locations. So whenever there is a bug in the PU, we have to maintain these locations. So we would go into New Babbage and fix AI placements or shops not working anymore. But mostly, level design is also about coordinating with every team.
So be it with like lighting, mission team, environment art, audio, narrative, they work more or less in their pockets, and then we try to keep an eye on like the big picture to bring everything together and look that
I'm
everything is
noticing
coherent
that
and
too.
cohesive.
What is important to us, or what we really want you to experience is a nicer flow in the stations. I think what we realized with Stanton is, you just take a ton of elevators from place to place. We kind of want to optimize that for you. Make it a bit more efficient so you don't spend a lot of time going from A to B.
We are trying to bring, for example, the clinic and the habitation right away into the shopping area and trying to make it much more compact.
At the same time, we really, really want to offer some good gameplay content within the stations outside of missions that you can go into and discover on your own as you explore.
We try to improve Pyro stations with all the lessons we've got from Stanton.
And now for outposts, each location has to have its own identity. Like, does this outpost fulfill the need for a combat space? Does this outpost fulfill the need for like a social space? Does this outpost fulfill the need for like a puzzle space? All these factors come into play and come into consideration when creating a whole new location.
We want you to be able to discover little points of interest around the outpost. It's kind of feathered. If you come across an outpost, there will be multiple sub-locations around it. These could be like villages around it. This could be derelict settlements that are abandoned and you have to go into and can find potentially loot in.
And once you've landed your ship, you are no more than a short walk away from the main reason you've arrived at this outpost, which is to trade. We want to encourage the use of ground vehicles to be able to pick up your cargo that you bought from this place, load up your little Drake mule, drive it over to your ship, load that ship, and then fly out with your goods.
We wanted to create a location that felt real. So you had, the logistic is there. The AI created roads between the different points of interest within the outpost so that it feels logical for a player to walk in or to traverse.
Pyro is always dangerous, so any social space can turn into a combat scenario. So you need to be able to duck into cover at a moment's notice, even when you're doing nice, easy trade and socials. So we have to provide you with opportunities for cover and exciting FPS combat scenarios.
There's a lot of things to consider for an open world game that on this scale. You have to
I
account
don't
for
own it
multiple
except in buyback.
situations and have players also be able to deal with all kinds of circumstances. So it is
That's
a
the
complex
only way
undertaking.
I
It's a
own
challenging
it.
one, but this is what we want to account for in Pyro as much as we can.
Level design matters or is important because we think of a very broad scale and try to craft and create a great experience for you as the player.
Level design ends up being greater than the sum of all of its parts. I get to talk with all these different disciplines at CIG, but also get to kind of like hold the hand of the player and curate that all the way through.
We focus on the player experience. We look at all the features that exist and we try to bring them up all together into a cohesive environment that feels really fun for the players.
Do you always succeed?
No, but it's not always like within our hands, but we always try our best to, within the framework we have, to create like the best possible experience for you guys.
So we've learned a lot from our time in Stanton, and we love hearing all the feedback we get from you as players. We want to take that all on board and begin establishing ourselves forwards when we come into Pyro.
What we really want to do also is balance out gameplay with the visuals. I mean, in the past, we've seen a lot of focus being spent on the visuals and less so on the content. This needs to switch around and find an even plane. And level design is just one way we're doing this in Pyro. We as level designers really want to make Pyro and Stanton in the future a great experience for the players. From a flow perspective, boring you less, making things more efficient for you as you follow the gameplay loops that you want to follow, and offer you gameplay content that you can just discover on your own.
So what did we learn this week? Well, we learned that level design is a discipline that brings many other aspects of game development together to form what we always hope is a cohesive and enjoyable experience for the player. That the philosophies and precepts that guide their decisions continue to evolve as
Yeah,
they
it
learn
sounds
important
like they're
lessons from the
leaning
development of
toward
Stanton,
that
and of course,
direction.
apply it to Pyro. And that Pyro itself continues to inspire an experience that should be markedly different from the one we have today in Stanton. For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. Thanks for letting us share the people and process of game development with you, and we'll see you all here next week.
Yo, Stuff Central, what's up, man? What's up? What's up? My everything just hurts right now. What up? How's it going? And yeah, Jim, less eye candy, more content. Totally agree. Needs to happen. Yep. That's been the big issue right now for a while. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that stuff. I need to... I don't know what's up. Yeah. You're good, man. I mean, honestly, I'm Hooters goes bust. Say it ain't so. Well, oh, hey. No. No. No distracted scamming in the background. Hey now. Yeah, I know. It can be a hassle setting up stuff every now and then for some reason. I am trying so hard to get everything, you know, going. Why is this not loading? Okay. Huh. Well, that's weird. Huh. Jim, be good. Jim. Jim's being bad. Okay, what's going on with this? Yeah, I'm gonna stay on a few more minutes. It feels like my internet's about to go kerplooey or something. I don't know what's up. Have you guys been having issues with stuff over here? Stuff Central? Do you know? You know, man? Because I've been having issues with the internet all day. It might be the heat, you know, heat related. Trying to get it to. Still not loading. Okay, that loads. You guys know it's been about 7 months since they've updated the progress tracker. It was last updated probably in December of last year. Yeah, the cesspool. The cesspool of Star Citizen, yes. Yeah, give me something entertaining to read. Yeah, I hate it too, Jim. Oh, the Spectrum cesspool. I love that place. Yeah, there's one post I always circle back to because it is so ape wall crazy. Hang on, I'll find it. Actually, I'll let DG react. This guy, my homie, he's right. This guy, my man, DG, he is a legit bone to pick with these crazy people. Hang on just a second. No, unfortunately, Knight Rider or somebody else did kill the post. Finally, it was the post that always gave, you know what I mean. But yeah. Hang on, it's beside the point. I'm just saying, it's still up. I mean, for emphasis of entertainment.
Do it.
This, okay. Please follow DG362. I'm going to do my usual spiel. I don't usually share other creators, but his video is so damn funny. It's Yeah, it's what I thought about it too. Let's be real, okay?
I don't know what to think of this. I haven't read it yet, but I'm already thinking to myself, this.
Warning, incoming salad vibes.
I'm also thinking this. Salad vibes. I'm not quite sure what to expect from this, but I saw this in our Discord, and I wanted to read this a little bit here. This is from Professor Dr. Albert Hyperion, which is a great name, by the way. I mean, can we applause the name, please? That name is actually great. Dear Sig, for some time now, we have been concerned about the direction the Star Citizen game experience is taking. Currently, we are seeing the peaceful content of the game being increasingly overshadowed by war, combat, and violence. This includes the big events like Siege of Orison, Jumptown, and Xenothreat, as well as things like more and more aggressive NPCs appearing over This is a great joke. This is pretty funny, actually. This is a joke. Yes, this has to be a joke. As well as things like more and more aggressive NPCs appearing over peaceful outposts and spoiling the fun for small players with simple package deliveries. I love you too, Wazzy. For some time now. Oh, wait. There are enough places. Sorry, Wazzy got me off track. Every time Wazzy tells me that he loves me, I gotta throw an I love you back. There are enough places in the verse where fighting is allowed and should be done. Apart from the events mentioned above, there are Korea, Grim Hex, Abandoned Outpost, soon Pyro. That's okay, but please give the peaceful players more security outside these places. This is a joke, right? There is no absolute security. That's understandable, but you shouldn't be attacked every few hours either. If you want to travel peacefully yourself, this is the voice I'm hearing in my head. I'm sorry if it's offending some people, but this is just who I am. So if you don't like it, change it.
Hang on, I'm going to pause right here. Does anyone else remember this letter? Because I have to ask. This guy, oh my God, was so nerd herd and butt hurt that you would occasionally get jumped outside of, settlements in an MMO. You would occasionally have a bad day. I mean, I'm sorry. I just can't with some people, chat. I'm just saying. I have to stop because this. Oh yeah, baby bottle, exactly, Jim. Oh my God, they want you to be babied, and there are those that just want to fly around in the 890 jumps and be like, look. But that's too bad. That's not the game we're playing. Oh my God, when I read this, I wanted to punch a wall. Because I'm like, this can't be a joke. This cannot be a post, right? I'm thinking what DG was thinking. I mean, seriously. Honestly, is this a joke? And the sad thing is, it wasn't a joke. This guy was legit serious. The thread has been locked down, but it is still up, chat, just so you know. You can still find this post if you know where to look on Spectrum. And here in a bit, before the end of the stream, I will show it to you so you can scratch your head and ask, what was this person thinking when they wrote this? Because it's like, why? Why? Anyways, here we go.
Change me. Take me off your screen. But this is how I'm imagining this voice right now. Star Citizen has so far not given the impression that it is just another shooter game. Even if it is emphasized again and again, that is primarily about tests, especially Squadron 42, and a lot of things are still changing and shifting. An appropriate balance should be strived for now. I like that. I like this is, I hope this is not, is this serious? Is this serious? Like, I'm starting to worry I'm losing the joke here. Like, I'm feeling like it's not a joke anymore and this guy's serious, but I'm going to say it's still a joke, right? In order not to exclude and scare away the peaceful players already in the current early phase of Star Citizen. But that is exactly what is happening at the moment. The peaceful players are, yeah, like all of a sudden the joke stopped. The joke, shit.
Warning, incoming salad vibes.
What am I reading here? Did this stop being a joke and just start getting serious? Like, I don't know. Please tell me this is a joke. I mean, the guy's name is Professor Dr. Albert Hyperion. Come on. It's got to be a joke. I'm staying in it. I'm staying in it that it is a joke. And
Somebody pointed out this could be an alternate account from Morphologist. Oh my God. If he wrote this as an alternate account, I would have some serious questions about him going forward. Yeah.
And I'm going to read it like it's a joke, not like, you know, I can't be serious here. The peaceful players are strongly unsettled by the current development direction. It's got to be a joke, right, Pepe? It's got to be a joke. Therefore, I request you, please give a what? Please give a sign, especially to the peaceful community. They always need signs. Why do people who like, listen, there are plenty of games where you can like relax and chill. In fact, Star Citizen is one of them. It's not that dangerous. I mean, I know people are like really scared about this danger element. And oh my God, you might meet another actual gamer. like, oh my God. Oh no, I don't know what to do. Like, do they freak out? Do they have panic attacks if they like see another gamer around them? Like, what is going on here? Like, this is ridiculous, man. Have we become that fragile as a species, or as perhaps as a nation? Perhaps it's a national thing. Perhaps we have just gotten weak as a nation. Like, you know, like I can't imagine this is a global thing. This has to be like right here in the heart of America. Like this kind of, it's a weird thing. It's a weird thing. It's an MMO. It's designed to be one. It might not be one yet. 100-player cap. We could have a debate all day long about if it's an MMO or not. I'm not going to get into that conversation. But I'm telling you, please, for the love of God, let this be a joke. Please let this be a joke. I don't think it is, because here's a few more suggestions down here. I can't do this.
Warning, incoming salad vibes.
I can't do this anymore. Like, are we serious, people? There are plenty of places you can go to in Star Citizen and relax. Trust me. There are plenty of places in one solar system, by the way, mind you. And it's hilarious because, you know, there's a lot of space there. And there's a lot of peace there. I can't do this anymore. These types of things make me scared for humanity. Like, when I see this, like, listen, there's plenty of games out there that, including Star Citizen, you can find the peaceful content. There's 90% of the shit is peaceful content. And I'm including including the PvE missioning grind in that. It's peaceful. It's peaceful. It's peace mode. Grinding against that AI is peace. It's peaceful mode. Level of difficulty 0. You understand? It's peaceful. PvE grinding, peaceful. 90% of places, Star Citizen, peaceful. 10% of danger. 10%. Don't cut it down anymore. I will go after people. I will literally start to get rabid and foam at the mouth. We only have 10%. We are the 10% club. Don't cut it down any further. We've taken it down. Don't cut it down anymore. I will literally foam at the mouth and bite you. I will bite you. I will fucking bite him, Pepe. I will bite Dr. Albert Hyperion. I will bite you. He's going to take offense to that. He's going to take offense.
Warning, incoming salad vibes.
And I'm outgoing the door. I'm outgoing the door on this one. I cannot read it anymore. I can't read it anymore.
Okay, I'm going to leave you with one thought, chat. Some people like that seriously need help, because I don't know what to think of folks like that. I mean, come on. It's like, are you serious? Are you serious? Because I understand not wanting to, be in situations that are dangerous. I get it. But at the same time, yeah, we literally just saw that, and it's like, why? Okay, before I forget, we're actually going to go to Spectrum and look that post up, because the moderators had a field day with it. When they closed it, they said this thread somehow, they said something funny. All right, let's see if we can find it. I just think it's funny. It's not that I'm making fun of this guy. It's just that I think they're playing the wrong game. There it is, Spyler Blue. Here it is. Now, do not harass this person. I'll make it known. Don't harass this individual. Please don't. They're probably having enough of issues as it is, considering they're the mocking stock of the game at the moment. Here's the actual post, okay? But I want people to look at this very carefully. Sadly, 790 people agreed with this. They earned 492 thumbs ups, 311 hearts, 214 peace symbols. I don't know what that means at all wise, but yeah. They do have some push for the community. You can't thumbs up or thumbs down it anymore. But when was this posted? August 2022. The conversation rolled on for over a year. Over a year on this thing. I don't get it, you know. It's one of those posts where it lives in infamy for eternity, you know. Once again, I'm going to reiterate, please do not harass this individual on Spectrum or anywhere else. I would appreciate if everyone would refrain from that. The only reason I'm showing this post is that there are people that think this way. Also, Void Kobold from CIG wrote in the finishing of the thread, hey folks, seeing as this thread had concluded some time ago, but had somehow gotten necromanced, we're going to call this to a close here. So, yeah. I do agree. Yeah, hey Mick. Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, that's my point. That them I think they misunderstand what they're getting into, Mick. That's the problem with what a lot of people were saying. But a lot of the stuff, what they're bringing up is very valid. Like, for example, reward for peaceful playing, reputation, special awards, prize of I think they're starting to actually incorporate rare utility items, exclusive tools. Yeah, I actually like that opposite thing because it actually sounds pretty cool. You know, similar to the CDF rewards and such. So yeah, there could be some stuff you could do. Again, yeah, I think you're right. Probably so. No problem. It's all good. And again, I want to reiterate to everyone here, please do not harass this person. I will be very sad if you harass this person. I think they had a point, but I think it came out the wrong way, in a way, maybe. Could it have come out better? Probably. Here in a bit, I'm going to have to get cleaned up and go to the shower. Probably here in 15, 20 minutes. I unfortunately have stupid crap to do this afternoon out of town. Or in town, but away, unfortunately, from my fun stuff here. It blows, guys, because I wanted to be on for hours today. Many hours. That sounds fun. Mick, yeah, we probably will do that. I mean, it gives me something to do. Yeah, I'm glad you swung by. I appreciate you swinging by. Thanks, Mick. 07, man. Yeah. Anywho, I gotta get a glass of water, and then I'm probably gonna get off here in 10 minutes. But I wanted people to see this post. They did bring up some good issues, but again, yeah, like all stuff, they have problems with delivery, I guess. Yeah. All right, let's find another crazy post. Oh, meetups. That's what. If anyone's going to be in the Tulsa area in the next few weeks, I have a Bar Citizen that's coming up. I won't be able to attend this one, so I won't be there. But if you're going to be here at Nif Brewing, 321 Frankfurt Avenue, we are running a Bar Citizen there in Tulsa on July 20th. So, figured if anyone's interested in middle of the country Bar Citizens, please be sure to stop on by. We would appreciate you greatly. Now, all right. I don't want to have to get off here, but I'm running a little short on time. I will probably be back on later tonight. So I thank everybody who did show up early today. This was me just covering, the updates, yada yada, other stuff as well. So here we go. All right, on Twitch, I'm going to visit Arc VR. Go say hi to Arc. And be appreciated. Thanks, guys. 07, everyone.